I'm not here to say I told you so, except for the case I effing told you so many times. And so many people were so adamant that I was unfair, that I wouldn't give the guy credit. When my argument was, I think he's the 6th best player on his offense. Trent Williams, Ayuk, McCaffrey, Kittle, Debo, then Brock. That's how I stack the offense. Probably Trent Williams, CMC, Ayuk, Kittle, Debo. But all of a sudden he has a year where CMC's not there. Trent Williams in and out of the lineup as of late, and shout out Trent Williams, who's dealing with an unspeakable tragedy, just awful. Ayuk gets hurt. Debo's not quite the same. Kittle's still there, looks a little older. Well, he is a little older, doesn't look quite as dominant. And listen, it's not like Purdy's terrible. It's like he is a mirror. How good is my team around me? That's how good I'm going to be.
So you can hear Nick there just saying that he told everybody that Brock Purdy was not elite, and he thinks that Brock Purdy still is maybe the 6th best player on offense for the 49ers. He's saying that Trent Williams, Brandon Ayuk, Christian McCaffrey, a lot of these guys are actually even better offensive players than he is. But a lot of those guys are not even around right now, right? I mean, McCaffrey, done for the year, missed most of the season. Ayuk, done for the year. Debo is there, but he's not doing anything. He's been terrible this year. So, a lot of those guys aren't even around. So the way it sits this season, I don't think those guys are better than Brock Purdy. I mean, they're not even playing right now. So, I guess if they could get out on the field and actually play again this season, then, we might be able to debate whether they're actually better offensive players than Brock Purdy. Taking a look at the numbers here for Brock Purdy this season, definitely a big drop-off so far. His completion percentage is definitely down. If we kind of look at 2022 and 2023, in 2022 he had a 67% completion percentage. And then in 2023 he had 69%, so even a better season there in 2023. So he's definitely down right now at 66.8. Now there are 4 games left in the season. If he gets hot, has some more games like we saw against Chicago, he could raise that up. He might get to that 67, 68% mark. To finish the season, we'll kind of have to see how these games play out. Right now, 3,000 yards passing. So right now he's at 3,032 yards passing. So if you look at 2023, doesn't look like he's going to get to that level he was at where he threw for 4,280 yards. Touchdowns are way down as well. In 2023, he threw for 31 touchdowns, so he's only halfway there right now. So it definitely doesn't look like he's going to get to that mark this year. And then his picks, he might have the same amount of picks. He had 11 interceptions in 2023. He's got 8 right now. He just had 0 against the Chicago Bears. So, he might meet that mark there. But the rating right now is a little better after this game against Chicago. So he's now up to 98.7 rating for the season. So he's almost up to that 100 mark. So we'll kind of see how these last 4 games go. Definitely some crappy defenses in there that Brock could take advantage of and definitely bring up some of his stats. But it definitely looks like he's not going to get there when it comes to yards. He's not going to be able to match the yards he threw for in 2023 unless he goes absolutely nuts these last 4 games. Technically he could still do it if he threw for like 300 to 400 yards per game. I don't see that happening, but we'll kind of see how it plays out. Touchdowns, he's not going to make it. Interceptions, he's pretty much on the same pace. But rating, he's not going to get there. It doesn't look like it unless he just absolutely lights up the stat sheet these last few games that he has. So let me know what you think about it here. Is Brock Purdy the mirror that Nick Wright is talking about here, where if there's a great team around him and all these all-pros around him playing at all-pro levels, then he looks like a superstar. And then if, there's a bunch of injuries around him, people are just not playing the same, kind of like Deebo Samuel. He's just not an all-pro anymore. He's not producing. then Brock Purdy just looks like a league average quarterback. So let me know what you think about it in the comments section. I appreciate you for taking the time to watch this, and I will talk to you soon.